Welcome to the Locker, Season 3, Episode 14. I'm your man, A. White, along with my man, V. Styles. Man, a lot of stuff going on.
Uh-oh.
Not a lot of stuff going on in a bad way, but
Okay.
it ain't a lot of stuff going on sports ways. If you're not baseball just taking off, NBA, LeBron ain't in the playoffs, so it don't seem all that interesting. Football, OTAs, just a little beginner stuff. So, we're gonna take a little different route. We're gonna take a little different route today. Before we get off into it, dang, you all right?
Yeah. I almost lost it.
Before we take off, how's it going over there that way? Let me say this also. I also appreciate you, man, for joining us Sunday morning. We got rave reviews. Gave us some stuff to think about. I didn't realize I had that much clout in making decisions. So, everybody kind of seemed like they want to, want me to make decisions on who we bring in or want to bring you in. That wasn't my,
I said, I'm listening. I'm just agreeing. Okay.
Yeah. So, I appreciate you bringing it like you normally do, man. Making this Sunday morning easy. Helping me eat some of those breakfast sandwiches, and keeping me out of a restaurant brawl.
Why you taking the people behind the curtains? They have to know what we're eating while we're on air, and that's not what happened the night before. Come on, man, dude. That's behind the curtain. You ain't taking. You know how theaters they have that first curtain so everybody can see. So when they go back, you see the actors, but then there's another curtain where you see all the what is it? Where they bring the new sets on. You took them behind that. You gave them too much information.
Because this is the Locker.
You're right.
And if you don't know what Van and I are talking about, if you haven't heard the episode of Sunday Morning Sports Talk, go to us. WLAP.com and the Sunday shows. There's a link on my Facebook. There's a link on my Twitter. There's a link on Van's Twitter. There's a link on the Locker 411's Twitter that you can go check out the podcast. And I see Van joined me live in Lexington when we did basically what we do on the Locker. And the tricky part was we were governed by the FCC. So we still pulled it off. So go check that out. Pulled it off. But anyways, now I got that out of the way. How are things going?
Man, look, great, man. I'm gonna say this. Big ups to James Posey's son. What's his name?
Jace.
Jace?
J-A-C-E.
Jace. Dude. I don't know. His dad was a world champion NBA star, and I know he's probably trying to follow his dad. But this young man who's a junior jumped 7'4" and a quarter. 7'4" and a quarter. That jump won every Power 5 conference track championship in the last week. He would have won the gold. He would have won first place ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12, and Pac 12 with that jump. He's a junior. Now, he's not going to prove too much from that, but I think 7'8" won the Olympics. Maybe it was 7'9". Come on, man. I don't know what his aspirations are, but if a young man, if he can high jump, he can long jump because they're kind of the very similar operations. He seemed like he's got a little speed. If he can go 24 feet in the long jump, people will give him a scholarship now on 7'4" and a quarter. He can probably go wherever he wants to on 7'4" and a quarter. Don't grow on trees, man.
What I need to know how this fares is, you said he might not be proving a lot off of that because I guess he kind of Tim couched at high school, peaked early, but his daddy was 6'4" when he came to Twinsburg in 10th grade.
Okay.
That joker grow like another 4 or 5 inches. Damn. Between the 6'8" that y'all see him playing at in the NBA. That was after high school.
Oh.
Seniorish.
Oh.
He probably was 6'5" our senior year. We list, how that little 2 inches, 2 or 3, or however many inches you need to give him in high school.
Right.
He was only 6'4" because he was just a tad bit taller than my twin cousins.
Wow.
So he still got a little growing to do, but I don't know if that will stunt his technique or not.
No. Because the higher your hips are, the less distance those guys get apart. No, the taller you are, the better it is. What I'm saying by his improvement is he's not going to improve another foot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's going to be an inch, 3/4 of an inch. Because, dude, he's the world record is 8 feet.
Right.
He's not that far from it. So he's not. And honestly, I was researching that someone took a picture of the 7'5" jump. He had hip clearance.
His foot caught
the same issue that I broke down, the same issue he had on that one. He can do, like I said, he got an inch or two in him right now. If he cleans up one little thing, dude. There ain't too many high schoolers do jump that high, bro. He's probably, I wonder what that ranks in the history of the high jump in high school. Dude, that's top 5 easy.
Well, I believe it said it broke the state record in Texas.
It broke the state record in Texas. Dude, that's what I'm saying. There ain't too many high schoolers, dude. In high school, if you jump 6'10", you pretty good. The guy who holds my high school record won ACCs when he went to North Carolina, and he jumped 6'10" in high school. I think he jumped 7'1" in college, 7'2", 7'1".
Wow.
And he won ACCs, and he got hurt. He would have won it back-to-back years. So that guy jumped 6'10" in high school.
Right.
This guy's jumping 6 inches higher than it. Come on, man. And my schoolmate got a full ride to UNC.
Only problem we got, like you said, I know he played football. He had an injury. I don't think it was football related. I think it was basketball related, which he missed football last year.
Okay.
So I asked Pose if he was playing. He said he gave up football, I believe.
Okay.
But like you said, and Pose connected. I mean, Pose connected with people in the professional world that if he got a shot, he has also told me that his son is better than he was at this age. Now, mind you, I've told y'all 100 times, Pose is good. He was an NBA national champ. I'm a world champ. But we was good before Pose got there. So
right.
I don't know if we made him better. If he would have been a one-man show, I don't know what happened. So basically, his son is better than he was at that age. So he may blossom into basketball and decide to go do that. But we know we have evaluators all around him that can tell him what is best.
I'm going to say this, Anthony. He is a damn Olympian. Yeah. He's an Olympian. There ain't too many Olympians. Now, unless he can get, and there's money. It's not as big money as the NBA if he gets to that, if he's good enough to get there. But there's good damn money because he will get sponsored. He will get paid.
Yeah.
7'4", dude. I bet you look now. He can. I didn't look it out. I probably need to look. He probably qualified for World Championships. And the World Championships in Oregon. He can legitimately right now. He probably has the mark to go to USA's to compete, and you finish top 3 in USA's, you go to the World Championship.
Is there money in it?
Dude,
I'm talking there's more than NBA money.
No, hell no. Dude, come on, NBA money. Well, okay. What's the NBA league minimum? That I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like if you go there and just mess around for a little while.
But if let's just say, right? Let's say Javon Harrison there's a guy for LSU. I think Javon went about 7.4 at LSU. He was a long jumper too. Javon went to the Olympics. Javon's making pretty good money. Now he ain't making crazy money, but he's sponsored. So what that means is you getting free stuff and they paying you to where it's like football.
Right.
They're paying you, Nike will pay you to be a sponsor for them. It's for, dude, come on. Let's just say this. If he goes that high and let's say he wins nationals, right? Which is possible. He will make 6 figures. Now he ain't gonna make 10 million. That's NBA money. But let's just say this. Track is easier on the body. Training is easier. You don't have to, when you go 82 game season all the time, you can train at home, pick the events. He can, and here's the thing, he can make a lot more money than that because he can run in Europe. They get appearance fees. If he's that good, which looks like he is, he can go to Europe, go to Diamond League. They'll pay you $50,000 or X more than that to just come. You ain't even got a place. Just the appearance fee for you come. But then if you win more money. Dude, it's a whole. I'm gonna say this. He's got damn good ability. He's in the top 0.5% in a high jump. He's probably in the top 5% in basketball.
Well, he got a good decision he's gonna have to make.
Dude,
he's gonna have to make.
Dude, 7'4". People don't understand 7'4.25". Listen to me. 7'4.25" wins every conference championship, Power 5 this year. He's only a junior. He's got another year in high school.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If he was a senior, he's golden. He got another year.
We'll see what he gonna do, man. Like I said, with that kind of hops, though, he probably. Well, they had some video of him dunking on some videos of him dunking on dudes in his AAU league as well. But
dude, after the hops, a lot of people have hops. I didn't have 40 inch vertical, but I jumped 6'8". He's got really good technique for someone who's just doing this as for fun. He's got elite level technique too. He's not just using his hops just to jump. He is doing it the right way.
Well, he goes to a Jesuit, and his daddy is a professional player, so I'm sure he got somebody working with him. Like ain't like our normal for fun is the same as we played against his high school and we played against his high school, and they talking about this. It's the kicker went to football camp, so they was telling me you got to return whatever you can return because they ain't gonna kick. They gonna kick them all out the end zone, and they did. Them bad boys all out the back of the end zone. So the whole point was kid went to kicking camp. So I don't know, but if it don't come down to field goals, then it don't really matter anyways.
Well, he's not quite at the qualifying mark, but if you're not at the top in the qualifying mark, I think they take the top 30, and I guarantee you he's top 30.
So is that a little early? That was part of the subject we was gonna get to anyways. Is that a little early to throw him into the
no?
A kid competing against a grown man?
It is different. It's like Aaron Knighton, which now I'm going deep into the pool. Aaron Knighton, dude, was a junior in high school last year and made it to the Olympics. It made it to the finals in the Olympics. A junior, just like your boy.
Jace, that's if you want to deal with the pressure. I'm saying you are taking a risk on putting that person in that position at that young of age.
He's in 6A. He ain't going against no chumps. He's in a big damn stadium. There was probably had to be at Texas. Dude, he's probably born for this. His dad played in $20,000 capacity stadium too. No, he ready for this. Dude, the thing about, like I tell you, the great thing about track, right? No matter how young, no matter how old, no matter how tall or short, fat, all those attributes, right? Ain't nobody there to block your shot. Ain't nobody there you got to block. Ain't nobody there you got to run around. Ain't nobody there you got to avoid. it's you in the bar. It's one. Now the running events is a little more, you can get a little nervous more because there's somebody who might be faster than you and you got all that stuff. But in the jumping events, there ain't nobody, it's you in the bar.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That young man needs to think about track. And I'm dead serious.
I give you that.
He's special.
I'm gonna say this. What point I was gonna jump on to was there ain't a whole lot of UK stuff going on, and try and transition more into a sports radio show. Most of our followers are UK stuff, so when we get back into some real good UK stuff, we will have UK shows. But this, we talking about the game. Okay, we talking about the game, not practice. Game. And there's a couple things I've been watching. The Pivot podcast. Oh man, that joke is awesome. That joke was awesome, man. And I like it because I remember playing against Fred Taylor. You know, Ryan Clark's a little bit younger than us, and you know they had Warren Sapp on there this week, and it's so. I kind of like that aspect, especially if it ain't no UK stuff to delve into because our followers are UK,
right?
Or UK supporters. But one thing that Warren Sapp was saying, or no, Shaq. I watched the Shaq episode.
Dude, watch the Charles Barkley one that came before the Warren Sapp one. That's pretty damn good too.
I'm gonna check that out. Shaq said he would go. He said he'd go play a football game, win a trophy, come home, no trophy. Said go play a basketball, no trophy. So he finally wound up asking Phil when was what's happened to all the trophies? And Phil said, man, he ain't want you to ever get comfortable with it. And you know what's funny? Until Shaq broke that, but that's always been my mentality. My mom never knew what I was doing until grown-ups were trying to come take me out of the house. Like when grown-ups like, hey, I want your son to come play in the state. My mom like, what? And then people were like, man, your son cold, da-da-da. She didn't really care, you know what I mean, what it was. But so I go in, I put trophies in the box or whatever. I got them all to this day because I like to stack them all up. But the point of how do you feel about it? Is that something that you would have implemented with? Your kids are a little older now, so I don't know if it's a little too late. Have you implemented something like that to your kids where you didn't, if they won a trophy, you put it away? Because if you want a trophy on your mantle, you get you a new one, and it's gonna stay up there for another. You're gonna stay up there for one day, that day, and then if you want another one up there, you better put another one up there.
Nah, I'm different. When my family put it up for everybody to see, but every kid is different too. Like Shaq described what kind of kid he was.
Right.
We two different people. It actually gave me something to. I want another one of those. Like that's just one. I want 6. Well, how long LeBron say? Not 3, not 4, not 5. I want to keep going. So it's kind of like in my kids the same way because and my son is really in track and he's got a shit ton of medals, and it's like he wants another one of those. And when he won the club nationals, he got a hat, and when you win, you get a hat of the big meets. So now he wants another hat. So it's like it's something to remind you of something to strive for. So, but I do see his angle because I think Shaq would have been like, "Oh, I got one. Hey, I can just chill." Because Shaq chilled when he went to the league. So I can see that being the right way for him. I think every parent knows their kid, right? When you have a kid, you know what you don't know. You learn what drives them. So I think everybody's different. But that was funny though.
I'm gonna say this, when you saying it made me think of something. We're gonna go back to the old locker. We're gonna get back to the old locker a little bit. It was a former UK football player that played during the Brooks era after us. Played safety. They're the
God?
same number as my favorite UK player. We was out one day. I don't know if I had a ring on, like one of my bowl rings or something.
Uh-huh.
And he says to me, then don't make me, and I don't mind her on the shelf. Like I may wear them to an event for a fan purpose. Like for me, it's for I don't have any kids to pass all that stuff down to. So I don't know. It's gonna just be a family fight on who won or who gonna pawn it first, whatever the case might be. But he says to me, don't make me go get all mine.
Oh, snap.
And I'm like, okay, under Brooks area, y'all did y'all thing. You may have 4 of them. You may absolutely have 4. It didn't really piss me off. It pissed me off because I was having this conversation with somebody who would say that. Not the statement itself, but motherfucking, I got my rings because I contributed wholeheartedly and extensively. You were part of a team that had 4 rings.
And those 4 rings wasn't to the kind of bowl that you went to. I mean,
no, I went to 2 bowls, but I understand. No, right. So they went to Music City like we did, but
yeah.
My point was, so the whole trophy thing was kind of like, this is what this. I don't know if you caught this one. What I'm saying. Do you feel like you having 4 rings put you on a level that I'm on?
No,
and not saying that I don't know what the level is. I have no idea. But I would never down Mo Williams. I would never try to say Art Steele. And I'm not putting myself on a level, but when you, out of respect for anybody, Derek Ramsey, I would never say, well, you didn't accomplish this. So that was a joking manner, I think it was in a lighthearted manner. But I don't know if that ring, quote unquote, accomplishment gave you and this is the other thing that really pisses me off about that, and we're gonna move on. We played 11 games. You played 11 games.
Yeah.
They added another game.
Right.
So you can go 2-6 in the conference.
Right.
And go to a bowl game. And I'm not saying that's what they did. But my point was, so we were talking about trophies, and I just thought about that when you said it depends what type of person you are. But if you think the amount of accolades you got has a personal standard, it standardizes us personally, then I don't know.
No, it's different. That's the same way. There's levels to it. That's same like Robert Horry has what, like
right
10, 8, something like that.
Right.
Who knows Robert Horry? Not saying he wasn't a good player. Here's the other thing. Since you say that, here's the other thing that I'm gonna go a little bit on a tangent. But so you got to learn other stuff. I hate it when fans, because I was about to say this about Robert. I hate it when fans say a professional player is trash. A professional player is the top 1%.
Right.
So if he's trash, what are you? I mean, he's a 1%er. Everybody, and this is, someone told me this, because I know they say, well, Van, you play. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't play that long. They're like, dude, I wanted to play in the NFL. I didn't come close. I'm like, damn. When you start thinking about it, like, I played with a lot of fucking players.
Right.
I played from Little League to high school to college. Let's think about it. The 85 players, well, we had over that. But the players I played with, dude, I can count on one, probably maybe 2 hands, the amount of players that I played with that played in NFL. That's a lot of players. So I hate it when people say that. But there's a thing of like and it's hard because you might not have played on game day, but you helped them in practice. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but if you're not a starter or getting over 50% of the playing time, did you really win the championship? Or were you on a team?
That's the point I was making.
So the team you played on won the championship, but I'm not sure you can brag too much about, hey, let me get my Let me get my rings out. Yeah.
And it goes kind of to the Andre Woodson, Tim Couch thing. And I know there's a lot of stats involved. And as we stated on here before, Andre Woodson's stats are from 4 years of football. Tim Couch's is basically 2 years of football. So if you say, I'm going to go grab my 4 rings, I don't know. It's just, the only reason that came up is because you was talking about the value of trophies or whatever. And like I said, I'm happy we got rings because Kentucky wasn't going to bowl games back then. So I was just happy to have them. So it's something that'll show that we changed some of the times of the game. But what I was going to ask you, you were talking about LSU and talking about Shaq's story. You ever met Shaq down there?
No.
You ever seen him in person?
From a distance.
Oh, okay.
Never within COVID range, 6 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
But I've seen him. You know, I used to be on campus a lot. I've seen this big ass. You can't miss him. and he drove. What color was that? So was it like burgundy? He drove a Suburban, and you heard it before you got on campus.
With music?
Charles, dude.
They gave him everything, huh?
Dude.
He had name, image, and likeness before.
No. He didn't get as much as Chris Jackson, though.
Really?
Dude. People don't understand. Chris Jackson got so much.
Dang, Chris was cold, though. Chris was cold.
Remember, Chris Jackson was rated as a dude in high school.
Yeah.
And for LSU to get him to come to LSU than to go to anywhere else was a mad cash. Straight cash, homie, as Randy Moss would say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I always be wondering, man, if like someone make
tall though, dude.
Huh?
Shaq was tiny, man.
Are you talking about skinny?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I don't know what his official weight was, but he wasn't beanpole skinny. But when I saw him with the Lakers, because I used to go to the Laker game, dude, he was 3 times what his size when he got to college. Dude, when he got to LSU, he was pretty small.
I think all them dudes pretty small. We was playing hoop one day, me and Pose, and he said something about being 210, and that was after college, where I started getting to the 200. You know, I fought my whole life to get to 200. Now I wish I would never met 200, but they so I was about maybe 203, 202. And I was like, dude, this joker's 6'8", 210.
That's tiny.
Yeah. And you know, Shaq only had what 2-3% body fat back in that's
yeah.
So, you know, but that is slim to be that doggone big to be.
Dude, he could move, man. But people don't know Shaq back in those days could move. Right. Like he can get up and down that court pretty well. Then when he packed on that weight, the game he still was running, but I mean his rookie year with Orlando, dude, he could move, man.
Oh yeah. And the other topic that comes up that was on the thing, I think they kind of talked about it. We talked about it on Sunday morning. Was I should have went to that right off when we were talking about Jace.
Okay.
The specialization of sports.
Yeah.
Man, I was looking at something, and it is crazy. And we talked about it on Sunday morning, man. Like, I love basketball first. So I don't know. And you know what they got going on now? I know you had a rant about that, but you know what they got going on now? If you don't play one sport, a coach won't let you play another sport. That's one angle they do. Another angle they do is if you play my sport, you can't play that sport. And that's what is crazy. And like I said, although I became a football player, if my football and basketball coach told me to choose one, it'd be a hell of a situation. But on the other side, parents telling kids, I'm talking about, dude, they doing this not in middle school. They doing this
No.
like elementary and
Yes.
you don't know how much he gonna grow. You don't know how much he gonna develop. You don't know a lot of different things. And why not just let them do it? And that's why part of the reason the world is in some of the problems they are now. Kids being bored. But then again, you got what you call it, AAU and all these things where you done with basketball. Now play spring basketball, play winter, play
summer basketball.
Yeah. So
man, look, in my life, I was this close to not playing football because my parent was like, you get an education, and they was gonna take me to a magnet school that didn't have a football team. So I would have went to a school, high school that didn't have football. So I wouldn't have been able to play. And that was, if it's crazy how this happened. The track team, and this is all about track. And like you said, if I had to choose football track when I was a freshman, I would have chosen track. I would have stopped playing football for sure. No doubt about it. When I was young, I think it was 10 or whatever. Yeah, 9 probably. The track team I was running with, practiced at Southern. Southern resurfaced their track, so they kicked us off the track because they had to redo it.
Right.
And we found the school that I ended up going to. They said, we'll let y'all practice here. We practiced there. The coaches was out there like, okay, we need a few of y'all here. And that's how I got there. So if it wasn't for track, I wouldn't have met you because I wouldn't have played football. I would have ran track. And dude, I don't want to go on. I can talk track all day. It is mind-boggling, dude. It's mind-boggling. It hurts my soul because there are people. I mean, Zion Williams, right now, if he would have ran track, he would have played because the way he runs, the way he walks would have changed.
Yeah. And
he wouldn't have been putting all that pressure on his lower body with running inefficiently, with that heavy, coming down that hard the wrong way. His foundation is horrible.
I think it may be some of the parenting thing. I wonder if the parenting thing, they said we got people chiming in on there.
Dude,
you know,
I hear it all the time. If my son doesn't continue, he's going to fall behind.
Hold on. Now, JT is a little bit younger than us, but his mentality is, and Angelina our age, but my thing is this. If that's the way, we had uncle, hey, boy, you gonna, when did it change? And maybe it's the money, maybe it's some ignorant person that told you to tell your kid or convinced you that your kid can't play another sport. I'm gonna say this real quick and we're gonna move along. Well, not move along, we're gonna keep talking about this. But I told you the other day, I ran on an alternate on a state championship team in 4x1. And I probably, I possibly could have helped us in the 400, 4x4. My freshman year, I ran with all juniors and seniors. My sophomore year, I ran with all sophomores and a couple seniors, like 2 seniors that was holdovers. The coach didn't give me my letter because we went deep in the run in playoffs, and I lettered I scored in a conference meet, a conference championship meet, and he didn't give it, so I stopped running track. But I say this, I told you earlier, football, basketball a little bit more just because it's closer knit. My mom used to cheer for me more in basketball. Football, she didn't have no idea what I was doing out there until everybody told her. Like, that dude bad.
Right.
I stopped running track. And I stopped running track when I found out that I wasn't the man. Like, I got beat. Like, I was like 4th or 5th and 6th in the 100. Like, dude, I was already the man in football and basketball. Like, shit. And plus, everybody already wanted to talk shit to me after you done beaten. But then when the coaches was like, well, I competed, and you the one who brought it. The same thing I was thinking. If I score in a meet, then there's no way that I shouldn't let her. So I stopped running track altogether, but there was nobody in my background to say, no, you need track. My brother, my sister was a couple years, she was 6 years older than me. She was out of the house. My brother was a baby. My mama didn't really care. So I wish I would have been faster because I'm my agility wise, but there was nobody there to tell me is why I made that decision. Point I'm trying to get to, who is making it okay for these parents to tell these kids that no, you don't have to play that sport. That's fine. If the kid decides he don't want to and he going out there half-assed and not putting forth no effort, that's a different story. But for you and the kid to buy into the idea, no, yeah, there is that money factor, but there's that money factor if your kid's playing AAU and don't even get a college scholarship or don't even play in college.
It's the allure of money. When just think about this. You're a little younger than me. When my dad was coming up, right? Players in the NFL had to work a summer job. It wasn't just football. You go in the off season, you do more football. No. You worked a job in the off season. So then, as a parent, you saw that just as a job, right? Whenever the collective bargain agreement, because when I got in the league minimum was $130,000. When you got in the league, I think it was $2 something. Right now, I think it's
like I think I was 190 something. I think we was 190 something.
All right, $2 something.
It might have been 244.
Right, I think it was 2. Right, and now I think it's $4 something.
So $500,000.
Think about that. So now parents are seeing, and if the NBA contracts are ridiculous. You see Steph Curry sign, he's gonna sign another $200 million contract. So as a parent, that he gonna make over $400 million just in contracts, not endorsements, just off of contracts. Whenever the money got crazy, parents started to say, "Oh, my kid is good." I saw this guy. I saw this kid down the street. He went to the NFL. He put his mama up. She moved out the neighborhood. Now you thinking as a parent the same thing. Whenever that happened, and then that changed it, and now social media, dude, they are ranking the best damn 10-year-old basketball player. Who gives? Dude, who get the best 5th grader? Who cares? Dude, my son first year in track, he started late. He started at 12. He was a little bigger. He hit his growth spurt early. So he was a big kid for a 12-year-old. He's killing people. My buddy said, you know that kid next to him, ain't nobody beat him when he was 8 or 9. Who cares? 8, 9? Who cares? He went undefeated for 2 summers at the age of 8, 9. What is that gonna get you?
Yeah.
Nothing. Except you can say I was a fast at 8, 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one more thing before I bet you if you look at I would guess 80% of skilled position athletes in the pros ran track.
Yeah, I think so. I would think so. It get you a lot. I wonder how much you give to this though. How much you give to this? And it just seemed to happen, I guess, in the past 20 years, I guess, where they where this has happened. I kind of blame the parents that are allowing this to happen. I also blame money and also blame social media. But how much of it is, if your kid goes to school, he can ride the bus home and you don't got to come pick him up at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. after practice. Maybe they got to work and it's not feasible for them to pick the kid up. I want to make sure we cover every angle. I want to make sure we ain't beating the hell out of the parents. Because my mama was like your folks, man. If I want to, and she'll cuss the coach out. If he want to try it, he gonna try it. They told me I had to pick. They did run me out of baseball though. They told me I couldn't play baseball. They ran me out of baseball, but they told them. My coach told me at one point I had to choose basketball or football. My coach we had on here. He was like, well, I think, he's da-da-da. It wasn't that he had to choose, but he made it like we was going so far in football, we was coming in late in basketball.
Yeah.
And we was coming so late in basketball, we was going so far in basketball, I was coming in late in track. Like he might need to make a choice. And my mom said, he going to play whatever he want to play.
Facts.
Then they benched me my sophomore year in basketball, and I had to play JV half the season.
Whatever, man. That's petty. If I say this, and I told my son this, I'm like, track is your thing, right? But let's play basketball because he was good at basketball. Let's play it and then see what happens. He played everything. He played soccer when he was a kid. He played basketball. He just didn't play. Just didn't do one sport. Like I said, he got in the track late.
Right.
People don't understand, and I've told a couple parents this because they got their kids in basketball. You only got so many start and stops on your knees. That's not a natural thing. You only got to start all that on squeaking on the floor. Ain't a good look for your body to do it all the time. So your body needs a break. There's only so many times you can do that before something happens. Why not give your kid a little bit of break? To me, if basketball ends in what it ends like in February, March for high school, and then why not give yourself 6 weeks to 2 months off? Do track for 2 months. It's not over. They still doing basketball now. Track season's over. You can get right back into basketball after track is done. Are you telling me you can't put up 100 shots on Sunday or Saturday? You ain't running track every day. You ain't running track on Saturday and Sunday. You tell me you can't put up a couple jumpers on the weekend? Yeah, to keep your rhythm, you can do that. But you shouldn't devote 100% of your time, because here's the bad part about it. I had a kid this year do it. Kid played basketball 4 years. His sister was a track athlete. He didn't come out for track until his senior year. It was pretty good. And I told him, like, you messed up. Just imagine if you would have came out. He came out after basketball season and they made it to the whatever, top 24, whatever it is, top 24. Just imagine you would have came 3 weeks earlier. How good you would have been. Just imagine you came 6 weeks earlier when indoor started. Just imagine you came a year earlier. Because it didn't help him. He was still 6 man. It ain't like he became 8 man to 6 man to starter to all state. No, he stayed in the same spot. Why not try something to see where you at? And then if you don't like it, and here's the thing about track, people don't understand. Track is the best team sport with individual components. It's not the best team sport, that's football. But it's the best team sport where you do something that contributes to the points for the team. But you don't have to rely on somebody else, though.
Yeah. Sure.
So you feel good that I won, but I also feel good that I won. I gave my team 10 points. Or I feel good if I came in 5th place when I was supposed to come in 9th, and I gave my team 3 or 4 points. Yeah. Them points help. And I feel good about that. Track is that sport. It has so many components to it. I don't understand why more. I understand it's hard, but you ain't got to run 100, 200, 400, 800 mile, 2 mile. You ain't got to do that.
What's hard? Track ain't hard.
No. Track hurts, though. If you're a 400-meter runner, it taxes your body. You cannot tell me you run a 400.
I like that good work. I like that good work. All right.
Some people don't.
Like, my whole thing is, it's just like football practice. You're not exerting the same energy at practice as you are. You can't. It's impossible to do. Yeah. Your mind won't allow you to.
Fact.
But I'll tell you this, even as a freshman, and then you hit the nail on the damn head. I talk about our team as if as a freshman. I'm talking about, dude, we was running. I think we broke 42s in high school. Not me in the lineup, but I was alternate on there.
4x1s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but they could put them other dudes in other slots. If I placed in the 2 or the 4.
Facts.
I'm like a little jit, like shit. So I was happy to do that. So I figured one day I'll move up in the 8th spot. But that did give me some. So I go out to practice, working my tail off. I'm way behind them, but I'm not worried about them because they some of the fastest jokers in the state.
Right.
So you do get that part, but I don't really think of all the sports I practice, football would probably be the hardest just because of the heat. And depending on what kind of, if you got a Bill Curry practice, I say the heat, they're probably track. But like you said, all of our stuff was build ups and turnover, build up, and just maintaining. It really wasn't it wasn't very hard. We ran. Do y'all actually run 100% in practice? I thought the most you really do a 3/4. Y'all do a lot of 100.
And how you gonna get fast if you don't run fast?
I thought it's components. Like you might run fast for 100. Like you might do a certain speed on then on the back stretch, on the final stretch of the 400, give it up.
No, that's not running elite level. Just think about this for a second. See, now we get into the minutia. I love it of track. Just think about this. If you run the 400, right? If you can't run the 200 faster, you ain't gonna run the 400 faster, right? Because you got to drop your speed down so you can run. So here's the thing: if I'm running 400, I want to be able to run fast without killing myself. Right. So how can I run fast without killing myself unless my fast time is faster? Right. Yeah. If I'm running a 25-second 200, I gotta get down to a 24. So then that 26 feel easy, and I go on a 26, then my time keeps coming down. The faster you run, the more it's easier to run at a more comfortable pace, but still fast. So you got to get fast.
Yeah.
And if you're not running fast, your body isn't creating the muscles and reactions to run fast. Now, here's the thing. Y'all had great athletes. I bet y'all didn't have a true track coach. Y'all just had y'all athletic ability just made him or her look good because y'all were dudes.
Right. It might be, like I said, you might be right. I don't remember that. Dude, that was 30 years ago. When was our freshman? 91? 90? 91?
See, you ain't a track guy. You ain't a track guy. I remember track workouts.
Nah, I only ran 2 years.
That's what I'm saying. But I remember
4 years.
I remember 40-second runs and ladders and yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did ladders. We did
in and outs, sprint flow sprints. Yeah, I remember all those.
Yeah, so I don't know if specialization, AAU basketball, 7-on-7 is actually, I don't know if it's killing sports or not.
I would say this.
I don't think it's helping them as much as advertised.
But for example, Posey's son, Jace, right? He's a junior, right? He jumped 7.4 1/4, right? If he wanted to focus on high jump, I could understand that. Because he is here. He's like off the screen elite, right? I can understand that. But he also played sports his freshman, sophomore, and junior year other than that one sport. Now, there's a time where, like Braun, stop playing football. There's a time where you realize, okay, my son or daughter is the shit. And that other sport is hindering them from devoting more time to become better than the shit. Right? So I can understand then maybe after your sophomore year, okay, dude, you are very good at golf, not very good at football. You're average. But golf, you need to put in time to get your swing planes and all that stuff down. So maybe for that sport, maybe we got to give up football because you need to focus on and get more reps in track. I mean, in golf, I can understand that. If your son is junior national champion, amateur champion, he's on the tour as an amateur, why are you messing around with football, right? But the majority of us ain't that good, though. So sit your ass down and play some more sports and have fun. Here's the thing about playing other sports. If it's not your shit, you having fun because ain't no pressure on you. You already know I'm not the best guard, but I like playing basketball. I'm not the best, but I'm on the team and I'm good enough. I'm not the best. I'm gonna have fun. That's your fun sport. When football might be your serious sport, where now I'm the leading rusher in the state of Ohio. I gotta put in that time because people coming after me. But then after football's over, now I get to have fun with playing something that I ain't got to be so about.
Yeah, that's what I told you, man. And I knew I was young, and I was already losing to the dudes that in our practice. But when you running in the second and third heat, and you come in second, third, fourth place, I said, man, I'm gonna go over there, man, where I can dominate in basketball and football. But I would have liked to do it because I would like to have seen where I was going to be at when I was a junior or senior.
Right.
To see, where I'll develop. And you might be right. I was a little bit bigger than some of those dudes. Most of them, actually, in height-wise, they was all built for kind of speed, little small receivers and DBs. I was just a tall DB.
Okay.
But, yeah, I ain't mind getting up out of there because, shoot, I ain't like losing. Ain't no way for you to blame it on nobody.
No, you can't blame nobody else. That's the great thing about it. That's why I love track. When I play quarterback and we call a play and I'm supposed to get a little time and I ain't got no time, come on, man. Give me like that's a second more, right?
Right.
But if I'm long jumping, it's me and the board. Me, the board, and the pit. If I scratch, whose fault is it? It's mine. I can't blame coach. I can't blame nobody else but myself.
Yeah, JT. I played DB as a freshman in UK, man.
Yeah, you did.
JT act like I only played one side of the ball, man.
Yeah, you did.
You can't keep an athlete. You can't, especially in a little small town like Twinsburg, you can't keep an athlete on one. We wasn't specializing. Sean Alexander played defense, you know?
Probably not. Not how tiptoe he was.
Hey, we was talking about that on here one day, man. People swear up and down. I'm like, I don't care, man. I said, my little 180 pounds, I was giving it to you. I said, if I was his size, it might be a whole different story. But nobody wants to say that. They always want to. Everybody act like he's so hard and difficult.
No, it's the difference between an all-pro and a guy who stays in the league only 2 years is that much. It ain't much. Now, you got some guys who are just off the chart, but the majority of players, it is that much. And I would have, if I'm hearing myself say that and I didn't play in the league, I'd be like, you stupid. But I was there. And I must say, and it's not even about me. We had a starting guy on the defense who was an old vet, with another guy came from LSU, was dynamic. When I say this motherfucker, he could hit, he had range, he was long. He had all the stuff that you wanted, right? But the coaches loved the vet. The vet got hurt. The other guy played, balled out, got an interception. Oh, dude, he was killing it. But when the vet comes back, the vet gets his spot back. Now, the guy who was dynamic made some bad decisions and got cut when he should have been the starter. Think about this. He got cut. He released himself because he did some things he shouldn't. He got released, got picked up somewhere else, but now you starting over again and didn't play that long. He was an all-pro safety and probably got 3 starts in his career. And the guy he started in front of got way more starts, but wasn't close to as good as he was. But in the NFL, it's that much between those levels because everybody's good. But one person is trustworthy and the coaches trust him because he's going to be where he's supposed to be 99% of the time. The other guy is going to make more plays and be more of a difference maker, but sometimes he might not be in the gap he's supposed to be or in the zone he's supposed to be in. But it is razor thin, man. Like I tell people also, it's razor thin between being 3-13 and 13-3. A few plays here and there, boy, it makes a big difference.
Before I go to the next one, I'm gonna echo your sentiment. And you were in St. Louis. You wasn't in St. Louis in the same situation I'm speaking of. But the year after you left with the Rams, there was Marshall Faulk and everybody else.
Right.
The running back coach did not like Marshall Faulk. But you can't keep a MVP player off the field. First chance they got to replace Marshall Faulk, they replaced Marshall. I don't know where Steven Jackson came from. I mean, he was a good runner, I guess, but he wasn't made for that offense they was running.
Marshall made for any offense. Marshall balled out in the Colts without the Morris offense.
Right.
There ain't nobody on that team. Steven Jackson and everybody else was not Marshall Faulk, regardless of the system. Now to add the system to it, that even elevated him above everybody else even more. When he was already above everybody else, now the system gave him another notch. That's crazy. Well, there's a little more than them two.
And Moonshine, you've been knocking it out all night, but I can't let you mess a Hall of Famer's name up. It's Reed with 2 E's. Unless you meant Eric Reed.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Yep. Eric Reed dude was Eric Reed dude. People don't understand how good he was.
Before I get off the thing, the Marshall Faulk thing was the guys they played after Marshall Faulk. They gave opportunity for whatever reason. Was not on Marshall Faulk's level. But there are other people on depth chart who don't get an opportunity for whatever reason. The same reason you don't like Marshall Faulk. So people who, like a lot of people you're talking about, it wasn't me and you. Somebody else talking about Scalabrini. It might have been me and you talking about it when you was in town.
Maybe.
Man, you talking about, he can't play. Well, first of all, everybody don't get a shot. And the last person on that roster, 9 times out of 10, because there are some dudes walking the streets that probably could have played.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, that last dude on the roster, you can't hold his jock strap.
Facts. Dude, hold on. Not even that. Here's the other thing. Since I love girls basketball, the average man can't even hold the bra of a WNBA player.
That's true.
Not even close.
Yeah.
They will cook you all. Dude, my sister played, I think she was a freshman, against Simone Augustus. And Simone was, I think, a junior, senior year. Dude. She was unstoppable. If she didn't score 30, it's because she was just off. Like, no one could stop her.
Yeah.
It was unfair. And now you see why she's a damn WNBA. She's going to be a Hall of Famer. She's won, 3 or 4 championships. Dude, but in high school, it was unfair because she was just so much better than everybody else, man. It was, and she only, what are they, 2A or 3A? So she was in a small class. She was tall and could score wherever.
Right.
There was no place on the court where she couldn't get buckets.
And before we get up out of here, I want to run this by you, which the great fat ass in the middle pointed out to us on the podcast. Warren Sapp. Words told to him by his former coach, Tony Dungy. So if a lot of people keep commenting about their kids and whatever.
I bet.
So y'all come. Hey, these are things that are spot on, and it's why Van is in the position he's in right now. 5 things Tony Dungy say you don't do. 5 things to keep you off the front page. Being out past 12 midnight. Going 15 miles an hour over the speed limit. drugs and guns, alcohol,
This last one is the one, though. This last one is the one.
and women you know too well or not well enough.
That's the one. That's the one. The one is that you don't know well enough. That would get you every time.
You pass that down to your youngsters, man. You need to, hey.
Curry said that too. He had 5,
Who?
but he had 3 of them.
Bill Curry?
Yeah.
Oh.
The stand out past midnight. I think his was 11 though. Driving over the speed limit and alcohol and drugs. Now that woman one, that's the one though, dude.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Yeah.
That is the one. The one that you know too well. Or you know well enough. That is so. Because the one that you know well, be like, well, we've been dating for so long. We've been in a relationship.
Compromise your integrity at some point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then the one is off of clout. That's the one, bro. When I heard that, I was like, damn. I ain't never heard that one, but that hits hard right there, boy.
Give your players a 12 o'clock curfew, man.
Dude.
And that's what he said. The crazy thing about it, he said, who did he say? We said it was Ruggs.
Iverson. Yeah, Ruggs.
He's Iverson and
yep.
Yeah, said, yeah, they all of them. But anyways.
All of them.
All of them. All right, man. As usual, man, we appreciate y'all checking in. Head on over to YouTube. I don't know what's going on with Facebook, why it won't allow me to connect to the locker on Facebook. The hacker who's been hacking my whole lifestyle and been getting into my phones, my computers, all my stuff is probably hacked into there and won't allow me to connect in there. He's controlling my life right now, Russian. So not that I have any things against Russian, but I have some things against Russian hackers.
Fact.
Yeah, so head on over, like, subscribe, share, follow. We may be changing up content a little bit for some reasons that has to do with progress, something we've been throwing around. So keep supporting us. Drop some ideas in. You got try and get some more roundtables. We're gonna do more of this talking about life and sports, man. Try and throw some nuggets out there to send back because there's no real UK sports since most everybody's UK fans. LeBron ain't playing in the playoffs, so it ain't really important to nobody. And I don't like baseball. Since they let me stop playing baseball, I treat it like anything else. The hell with you too. The hell with baseball. But and we'll be back next week. Oh yeah, go on over to iHeartMedia and look up Sunday Morning Sports Talk, MSST.
Yeah, blow that thing up.
And last week, the weekend show was it 5:14, 5:15, 5:15.
I'm sorry. Blow that thing up because I'm sure if y'all watch it enough, we might be able to get another one of me and you. I don't know if we can get another one. Y'all don't blow it up. So blow that thing up so I can come back to Lextown and go to Clark's Pumping Shop.
Yeah, man. So that's what we're gonna do. Man, blow it up so we can get Van back in town. Hopefully no barroom or restaurant brawls. We'll see y'all next week.